celebrate. I cannot wait to attempt to go home today. And one of the downfalls of recording with my phone is I can't look at Google Maps to see how shitty my drive home is going to be. So, welcome back. If you're still here after the terrible sound quality of yesterday, I'm going to try it without a microphone today and just go off of straight up the sound here. And, so day 2, Trump in office. I'll talk about that later. Today, I want to talk about the fact that my students couldn't do an easy aspect decoration or directions today. And I realized in my podcast yesterday, I mix words up when I'm driving because I'm paying attention. So, I guess use context clues for those times when I sound like a moron. But today was day 1 of tennis. I didn't expect too much from my team, which is usually good at my school. It's not primarily a sports school in terms of white sports. And the white sports, it's terrible to say it, but we're talking about tennis, volleyball, golf, lacrosse. We tend to not be the best at those, but I have a pretty decent tennis player. She's pretty good, and she's on par with my talent. So I hopefully will actually get her better this season, because the rest of the girls at the moment won't be able to do that for her, and all she'll have is matches to get herself better. But back to my students. Now, I know I have to be careful on the podcast how I talk about children. But this Generation Z, or Generation Me, whatever we call them, they're clearly not the millennials anymore, even though I usually drop that because it's just funnier. But I don't think they're millennials. The next generations, and I'm using plural because they tend to already think that the younger generation, even younger than them, is already terrible, which is very funny. To hear a 15-year-old say kids these days, it's a little scary. So, and these are some of these kids are my seniors. When they can't figure something out the first try, they give up, they complain and raise their hands, and they say, I can't do it, I don't understand. And when you say, figure it out, and don't give them the answer, they lose their shit and become absolute children. And I mean babies, children. I don't understand how failure has become something that's unacceptable and you cannot learn from it. Failure is something that you're supposed to learn from. You're supposed to fail, and you learn from it, and then you get better from that failure. I've failed plenty of times. Gotten lucky, but I've failed plenty of times, and it's how you fail that makes you allowed to win the next time. And this just sounds like me preaching, so I'm going to move on. I can see the traffic of the road I'm about to get on. Oh my God. Fuck me. This is where we've come to. And it already starts where people try and cut you off to get in the turn lane because they forgot to, or they're just douches. And so, yeah, day 1, folks, day 1. We'll have some fun with this today. Holy moly. Here we go. We got a chick texting as we drive next to me. That's safe. Thank you. Thank you for texting and driving. You're probably the reason why there is traffic. Some fucking morons texting. They hit someone and, oh my gosh, you stopped too soon. Well, maybe it's because you were looking down at your phone. C-word. Or douche if it's a guy. I cannot wait. Yeah, let's have that discussion. I can't wait till these cars drive themselves, because we are incapable. We are incapable of driving these vehicles. We're selfish, we don't pay attention, and a computer could do it so much better. And Elon Musk and those people, like Google and everyone else trying to make driverless cars, I commend you. I wish you well, and please succeed quickly, because this is just appalling. Do you understand how fast I would get home if a computer controlled all of these jamokes on the road? A human being cannot stop correctly because it can't see 15 cars ahead of it. A computer is thinking all of this at the same time, so there's no need to hit the brakes. It is capable of slowing itself down and controlling the speed of traffic. Accidents would go down, meaning deaths would go down drastically. Would there be mistakes? Yes. Would there be 10,000 deaths like we have now in certain places in the country? No. And yes, all the stupid people, just stupid people, would say, oh my God, a computer killed a person. And then, there'd be a big attack on this. Because it's okay when people kill people. But don't let a computer make an accident. Because that's out of our hands. Oh yeah, get that text in. Get that text in. We're in traffic, so, you can have a whole conversation. I can get my Snapchat in, my Instagram. Come on. If the car drove itself, you could do that. The car doesn't drive itself, folks. Unfortunately, you are stuck with operating a vehicle that is exploding many times a second. Mine is this is a V4. This is a P-Wally truck. It was cheaper and the gas was good. So mine's only a V4, which means 4 cylinders are firing. Which is an explosion, a controlled explosion. It's amazing, the combustion engine. It's also outdated. And the fact that it's outdated is an embarrassment to our world and nation because of our dependency on oil and the lobbyists that have set up their own crony businesses so that oil does not go out. But there's hope, folks. Even tobacco fell. Even tobacco fell. I'm a capitalist. You're either ahead of the curve or you're out. And our car industry had enough people to protect it, and using the excuse of jobs to keep it going. And we needed somebody like Elon Musk, who had his own money from PayPal, to start a company like Tesla and not have the government attempt to tell him what to do with his money. The car companies got bailed out. They have to do what the government says. That's where, Obama got called a socialist. So, Tesla, you guys know there's like a 3-year wait list for these Teslas. I want to get on one, but my wife won't let me because I just bought this truck. And I'm sure a 3-year investment is not something when I have a second mortgage, because we couldn't sell our house before the interest rates went up or before Trump got rid of the FHA stuff. Shit. I really don't understand whether that helps me or hurts me sell this house. I have to be honest, folks. I've read some of the fine print, but I'm not sure. And of course, the first person who went to buy it didn't have good enough credit, and I got screwed out of a deposit that I deserved because I would have paid my mortgage. Then I had a vet try and buy it, and I was all for helping the vet. I'm a huge supporter of the military, but the guy tried to F me over. I don't care who you are. Just because you're a vet doesn't mean you can screw me over. I'm not supposed to bend over and take it because you served. I'm supposed to help you. And you clearly wanted more than help. So, needless to say, I have my wonderful Whiteville house mortgage, of which my wife is keeping track of. And then I have my mortgage in Gangsterville. Not really, but close. Of which I am keeping up. And we're making it. I don't want to say that I'm failing, but if this keeps up, it'll be a little tight. I need to sell that house. And this is where supply and demand comes in. Yeah. Those of you listening who are thinking of buying my house, just keep waiting. Don't do it. And I'll have to lower the price because I'm going to get desperate at some point. And welcome to capitalism, which I have to accept is the way things are. I'm a big capitalist, folks. You provide something to society, you should be rewarded for it. If you work hard, you should be rewarded for it.